Thinkorswimindicators.com, showing you another one of our custom indicators. This is the DMI auto indicator, and what this is reading DMI and ADX. So to show you what all these lines down here are, this is the DI positive, that's the DI negative. This is the ADX for the current time frame, and you have ADX for the next time frame and the one above that. So currently we're on the 30-minute chart, so we have the ADX for the 1 hour and 2 hour. So wherever the ADX is at, that's what color it is. So the current ADX is bright red here, so you can see the 30-minute is bright red, the 1 hour is blue, indicated by the blue box here, and then the 2 hours dark red. So when you're looking at all three of them, you know which one is which. This is the current time frame, the next time frame above, and this is 2 time frames above. So there's no confusion here. When you're looking at all three, you just look at the box and match up the colors. So with the ADX, the DI positive and negative, and reading the ADX, we'll go into some options here, but one more thing we added to it, we added the DMI Oscillator. And what the DMI Oscillator is, you could change the length and settings on that also, and this is this other white line showing here. So when the DMI Oscillator is above a certain level and you're able to change those levels in the settings, it would be a white line. And then whenever the DMI Oscillator drops below that level, the line goes back to gray again. So you have your 20 line and your 40 line, but the DMI Oscillator is added onto the 20 line. And if we scroll back here, you're able to see that oscillator, and if you're having problems seeing it, you can make it bigger, make it a different color, change whatever option you want, but these are the default colors that we started on there. So let's go through some of the settings here. So these are all the color changes you could do for the indicator itself. The chart line base and chart line top. This is the baseline, the top line, and this is the DMI Diff. That's what I was talking about earlier. This is the white line. You could change it to whatever color you want there. Long, stronger, long, weaker, showing you that DMI is actually increasing or decreasing, cyan to blue, and short, stronger, short, weaker. So for the short, if you're going short, it's getting stronger for the short, and then it's getting weaker for the short, going from a bright red to a dark red. So again, with our indicators, we have the automatic and manual. You can leave it to automatic, so any time frame you choose, it'll choose that time frame and the two above it, or you could choose manual and you could change your own time frames on these three settings right here. Right now we currently have it defaulted to do not hide the first aggregation, and that's the one here. These are talking about the ADX, and then the average type for the ADX. These are all just the standard settings for ADX. What average type you want, the length, the paint strategy, line versus points. This is the lines with the dots on them, and you're able to change the weight. And then on all these, you're able to, whatever ADX bubble you want to show, we have it defaulted to the first ADX bubble. So right now the ADX is at 11.6. And we have the option to where you could show the ADX bubble on the second or third time frame. So you're able to change and customize the entire indicator however you want. So hide DI positive, DI negative. Currently we have them shown. So for the DI positive and negative, you can hide that if you just want to show ADX by themselves and hide the DI positive and negative. You're able to do that there. The line, the chart line base and top. These are the base and the top. You can put those to whatever level you want. We have it defaulted to 20 and 40. Show the DMI oscillator diff. Right now we have it at yes. This is the white line we have here. So it's actually two indicators in one. We're showing the DMI indicator with the ADX, and we're showing the DMI diff. So we tried to put everything that we could think of for DMI that would actually help you, and indicators that go together. So that's the DMI diff right here, the white line showing you when the diff is actually above the level that you set. And these are the settings for it. The DMI oscillator, again, you can change the average, the length of 10, and the DMI oscillator diff. So anything above 10 is going to be white, and on the DMI diff, if it drops below 10, it's going to go back to gray. So you know exactly where the DMI diff oscillator is changing. When it's a strong trend, and when it weakens to a weaker trend here. You can see that on the DMI oscillator by the white line and the gray line there. So to go further down, the crossing base arrows for the top and bottom, these are the yellow arrows. It's currently reading the current ADX, so anytime it crosses above 20, you're going to get a yellow arrow, and then when it crosses back below 20, you're going to get another arrow showing you where it's actually crossing. So when it's riding the line very close, you're going to get an actual arrow showing you where it crossed above and below. Again, hide aggregation 2. You can hide the second ADX if you want. These are all the settings for the second ADX. You can hide it or show it. Line versus triangle, you could change that to whatever you want. So now we know the second ADX are actual triangles, and you could customize that however you want. Here's where it's talking about the bubble. You can show the ADX bubble for the second one if you don't want to show the first one. And then it goes to the third aggregation period, the same thing. You can hide it, you can show it, you can change the average, the length, the way it looks, the size of it, and then you can show that ADX bubble if you want. And then the chart lines weights, that's just talking about the base and the top line there. And again, you could change all the colors on it. You could change all the options that you want on there. All of our indicators are fully customizable, and we leave all the customization up to you. And if you have any other questions or anything about this indicator, there's a tab, a contact tab. You can select on our website, put any question you have in there, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.